Hello everybody, Janet Urban here, founder of Friends in Film. Welcome to our podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to give you insights that you will not learn anywhere, not in film school, not online, not from anybody. Even people on film sets will not know what I'm teaching you because we have studied how to go very fast into the film industry and create a career out of it. And that is what this podcast is about, and that is what the A-List program is about, which is our main flagship program that all these people all over the world are doing to work in the film industry. So enjoy today's podcast, and thank you so much for listening. Okay, so today's topic is, what if I'm too late to get into the film industry? So what's too late? Is too late like 25 years old? Is too late like 50 years old? Is too late 60 years old? So that's a question. What is too late? And do you really want to think that you might be too late? Let's look at that. In fact, I bet that a lot of us have been thinking that thought for quite a while. And what does that thought do? First of all, look at how that thought makes you feel when you think, oh my gosh, I really would love to have this most amazing career in the film industry. I would love to be an actor. I'd love to be a director. I'd love to be a writer, but I'm probably too late. It's probably not going to happen for me. Other people, they're further ahead than me. They can do it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this at this point. Maybe you think it's not a prudent decision for me to go into the film industry now. I had my chance and I didn't take it. Or you didn't do anything about it to actually make it happen. So you have to look at what might be the reality of the situation in order to have access to moving beyond it. But when we think that we're too late, when we think that our time has passed, what we're doing is we're actually believing that it is a long, hard road to get into the film industry. We're believing that it's going to take 10 years, 20 years to get to the levels that we want to get to. So why even try? If it's going to take me 10 years or even 20 years to possibly get acting jobs, or to be working as a director, or to get my screenplay made into something, that's 10 years. What am I going to do during that time? Can I afford to do that with my life today? Now, these are smart questions to ask, but instead of just being lost in the question or the statement and not exploring it further, then that's where you are. You're not getting in the film industry. There's no way. There's no way when you're thinking that you're too late and that you probably can't do it now. And you don't probably want to say, I can't do it, because if you said, I can't do it, then it's like, oh, I don't want to be somebody that would say, I can't. So I say, I probably can't. But look at the reality of it. When you think that I'm probably too late, that makes you feel disempowered. It makes you feel disbelief. It makes you feel self-doubt. It also makes you feel lost. From those very, very powerful emotions, you can't even think of what to do. You can't even think of imagine how it could all work out for you and line up very quickly for you, where you can start getting acting jobs, where you can start getting directing jobs, people starting to hire you. You can't even think about what you should be doing to become a better director, like starting to take apart scenes and rewrite them and start to form those muscles in your mind that other directors have formed so that they are able to actually direct, to actually know what it means to become a director and start to really build those skills, not sitting in front of a monitor directing actors or writing your screenplay. That's all the fun stuff. That's all the baby stuff. That's all the film school stuff, the MFA stuff, like real world paid to do these jobs as a professional. That's what I'm talking about. Those are different thoughts, different feelings, and different actions to produce that result where people are paying you as an actor, or paying you as a director, a writer, or a DP. I see the people that are doing that and how they're thinking and what they're doing. And I'm so grateful to be able to have this insight. And this is the insight that I want you to have as well. Because once you can see these people at work and you see the people who are hired and how they operate and what they do and all their little tricks and the way that they work on set and what gets them hired, then you're like, oh, okay. It starts to have new thoughts in your mind, new ways of seeing you being able to accomplish that goal. And when we are stuck outside the business and all that we can think of is that, oh, I'm afraid that I might be too late, we don't even start that process. And that's a problem, because my mission is to take creatives from a life and a job where they're creative stuck in a life that they should not be in. And they feel paralyzed for how to start this new life. It's a very painful place to be. I've lived in that place. And I've lived in the confusion and the overwhelm and the trying and then things not working out. And then it just seems like it's too hard. It just seems like I'm getting in too late. It just seems like I'm missing something. And that really seems like the truth, which makes me feel more self-doubt and then not able to do anything. I'm trying to create success through mostly feeling self-doubt. I'm trying to create success through mostly feeling disbelief. And I believe that that is what most of us that are outside the business are feeling, because you're not seeing examples of success all the time on film sets. You're not meeting those people. You're not hearing, hey, you're amazing. You're not hearing, hey, would you like to work next week? The rate's $450 for 12. We'd love to work with you. Can you check your schedule? When you start hearing that, everything will change. You are going to feel like, I got this. And you're going to be thinking, I'm taking off. I can do this. I'm good at this. People want me. These are all completely different thoughts than we have today. See, today we're not thinking about what they actually need on set. We're thinking about, oh, how can I improve my talents? How can I improve my writing? How can I become a better actor? Now, these are not bad things to be thinking. It's just that they're not getting you anywhere. And you can have those same kind of thoughts. But once you get inside, then those thoughts become much more relevant and powerful and actually get you somewhere. When you are outside the business thinking, how can I become a better actor? Your answer is, oh, I'm going to go to an acting class. Or if you're a videographer and you're like, well, how do I get camera jobs? Your answer is, well, I guess I need to take a cinematography class, or maybe I need to go back to film school. That's all that you can think of from that place. But when you get inside and you're working on film sets, which this is my home, this is my mission to get you there. Now, when you think, how can I be a better actor? You're going to have completely different thoughts coming in your brain that are much more powerful. You're going to start looking at the scripts. You're going to start looking at the actors that are there, and you're going to look at the training that they've done. You're going to look at the agents that they've got. You're going to actually talk to them. You're going to look at their headshots. You're going to see what kind of roles that they keep getting hired for and why. And you're going to be able to do that for yourself. And for videographers, for filmmakers, you're going to be there and you're going to be watching that director. You're going to see how these scenes are shot. You're going to see what scenes they cut and why. You're going to see what the producer is talking to with the director about, because they need to accomplish the production and both have their visions and how they work that out. See, this is actually the business side of becoming a director, which is the most important part of it. The business side, the connection side, the understanding of producing a film and the responsibility of those jobs, the responsibility of being a director, the responsibility of being a DP. It's not playtime. This is professional. So we have to put ourselves in the position to become professionals. See, right now, our focus is all over the place. We're focusing on, oh, maybe I need to take that class. Maybe this is the answer. I'm wasting my life doing jobs that are not getting me anywhere. Now I'm sad. Now I watch a movie and I'm like, I'm so inspired. Maybe I could do this. But no, you've tried and nobody's hiring you and it's too difficult and I cannot figure out the way and other people must be better. But damn it, this is what I want. So we are just reacting to the whole world. And our focus is all over the place, because we're dissatisfied with our lives and where we are at. We want to feel like we are taking off. We want to feel like we are of value to the film industry. That is totally within your power. So what we need to do is we need to change the way that we're thinking about ourselves and our abilities and our capacity, what we are capable of doing in the industry. We need to start to shift that, as well as how we think about the film industry. Because if we're filled with thoughts about ourselves, like, I'm not sure if I'm good enough, I'm talented enough, I don't know how long it's going to take me, I don't know how this is going to work with my life, how am I able to leave this job and get enough work in the film industry to actually get going, all of those thoughts is going to keep us disempowered and basically procrastinating from even starting anything because it will feel like it's danger to get into the film industry. And therefore, your unconscious is not going to let you do it. At the same time, you'll be very dissatisfied, so you'll be in a lot of suffering. That's why I really teach Friends in Film is I want to help creatives get out of this place and actually start creating and getting paid for it. Learning by doing and spreading their wings and flying inside the film industry, which will pay them a lot of money for that. But they just don't know it yet because they haven't learned how the business works and how to become relevant to the film industry. There's actually 3 focuses that I guide people through. The first focus is just getting in the door. That will be the first focus, getting in the door of the film industry and learning. The second focus is to become in demand when you're working on film sets. So every single film set, you're having conversations, you're doing the job really well, and you're understanding what people are wanting on that film set so that you are being put in people's phones so that you get asked back again and you get your name passed around all over the place. That's becoming in demand, getting consistent work on set. That's phase number 2. And then phase number 3 is once you're on set consistently and you have a lot of film friends and you have a lot of profitable relationships that you have been creating this entire time. This is probably 50 shoots in, 50 shoots that you've been hired on. At that point, then it's time to start moving into a craft. This is when you start moving into directing or writing or producing or DPing. It could be that you start working in the camera department or the art department or being a director's assistant. If you focus on getting in the door, getting consistent work, and then moving into a craft, you are setting yourself up for a lifetime of fulfilling work. You are setting yourself up for the fastest way to get into a craft. Because think about it. If you want to become in demand for a craft, first thing that has to happen is you have to get in. You have to get in the door. And then the next thing that has to happen is you have to be there in the door a lot. Like you have to be on sets a lot. That's consistent work, which is phase number 2. And then once you're there all the time, that's when you start to move into a craft because you're getting exposure to a lot of opportunities. So if you look at this, it is very common sense, but it's something that you have to decide that you are going to live. This can't be just something that you think is a nice idea and I would like to learn how to do that. It has to be something that you decide, I am going to do that. I am going to create this life and believe in myself the entire time. So that belief that I'm too late to get in is what you're actually doing is you are failing ahead of time. What's underlying that thought that I'm too late to get in is that you think that it's going to take you forever to get anywhere in the film industry. That's why you're thinking that thought, is because you actually have a lot of disbelief about your ability to even become a director or an actor or a writer or a DP. That's why you think it's going to take you so long to get there. Why are you thinking that? Why are you thinking it's going to take you so long? I mean, has people said straight to your face that it's going to take you 20 years to become a director or to be an actor? And even if they did say that to you, why would you listen to them? Why would you, this is what you really want to do, why does what other people say impact you at all? Only if you believe it. And if you believe something, that only means that you repeated a thought that made that true. So when you believe something, a belief is something that you have repeated so many times that it just feels true. Like, I'm too late getting in. It's going to take me too long to get to where I want to be. And you've thought that so many times. That's been right there every time that you think of the film industry. So now you've made it a belief. So now you're not even really trying. Like, you're hoping for an opportunity, plenty of hope there, but that hasn't been doing much. What's mostly there is disbelief. And therefore, to make sense of it all, you'll say, well, I think I'm just getting in too late. It's not my fault. And then it's not really your responsibility either. Like, what can I do? I am the age that I'm at, and it's probably going to take me 20 years. So we think that just seems like the truth. But that's not the truth. That is how you're choosing to look at it. That's how you interpreted what's been happening in your life. And that interpretation totally sucks if you actually do want to work in the film industry. So that thought, I'm too late getting in, is failing ahead of time. So how would you describe your approach to becoming a director? Scale 1 to 10. 10 is you know exactly what you're doing, and 1 is you really don't know what you're doing, and you're not doing anything. How would you describe your belief in you becoming a director or a DP or actor? So 10 would be, I believe it. I'm generating thoughts that I can be a director. I'm reading like scripts and I'm reading books like a director. I'm breaking down scenes as a director. I'm being with other directors. I'm thinking like a director. I'm acting like a director. I'm in the editing room like a director. I'm aligning with other cinematographers like a director and other writers. I'm putting my team together. That would be a 10. That would be somebody that has a belief that they are going to be a director. And then somebody that does not have that belief would be like, well, I would like to be a director. I have some good ideas. That would be more like a 1. Which are you? Which do you want to be? Which is actually the person that you want to become? Because you have a choice. Always boils down to how you're thinking about yourself. You're either thinking that you can or you're thinking that you can't. I'm here to convince you that you can and that most people will think that they can't, but let them think that. Notice that the thoughts of like, I can't, there's not much exploration there. It's just like, no, I can't. I'm too late. If somebody gives me an opportunity, I'm totally all in. The world doesn't work that way. The film industry, the most desirable industry in the world, certainly doesn't work that way. You're going to create all of your successes. That is to be certain. We're not going to hope. We're not going to wait. If you really want to work in this business, it's going to come down to a decision of how you are going to think about yourself and about the film industry. You're going to decide, and then from those much more powerful thoughts, you are now going to blaze your trail to go into the film industry. And if you do that, there is no way that you're not going to get on set, start meeting people, get hired, and start becoming a director or becoming an actor or becoming a writer. We have got to be on to ourselves about our thinking, because our thinking is what is giving us our results in life. If you're thinking, oh man, a lot of regret thoughts, like I should have prioritized my life so that I could have been working on film sets by now. Don't really know how, but I should have prioritized things differently. Now you're kind of blaming yourself and you're feeling regret. Maybe you're thinking, if I had gotten that film major, I would be working in the film industry by now. So that's a thought that can be like, okay, I can blame the fact that I did not get my film major. The fact is that there are more film majors out there than probably all the degrees that are not working in the film industry. So that thought that, oh, if I had just gotten my film major you're wrong about that. That's not true. So I can take that away from you so that you don't have to keep thinking that thought, because it's not true. And it's a regret thought that makes you feel bad. So again, get rid of that thought. That doesn't help you. You might think like, I should have been more serious about working on film sets earlier in life. Again, you feel regret. Again, you might feel guilt. What good does that do you? If you would have gotten on film sets earlier, maybe you weren't mature enough or motivated enough or ready to do what you can now do. Having regret thoughts doesn't help you. It just keeps you more stuck and gives you more excuse not to do anything now because you're saying you should have done it before. That makes no sense. It keeps you in inaction because it disempowers you, because you're feeling regret or you're feeling guilty. I understand why we do this. We just want to make sense of it all, and we want our brain to kind of wipe the slate clear and just and not feel so bad about not going after our career right now. But that's a mistake, because that's just your brain wanting to get out of pain and latching on to a quick thought that can allow you to just kind of escape the pain for a moment. But it still comes back, doesn't it? You still want to be in the film industry. You're sad that you're not in the industry right now working and doing something that you love and getting paid for it and living this life. And it's no fun to live in regret. In fact, they say that one of the things that when people are dying in their dying days, the one thing is when they have regrets. Oh, I should have done it. I should have asked that person out. I should have gone for it. I shouldn't have, been so worried about messing up. I should have just gone for it. Yes, exactly. I can tell you that when I don't want to do something because of fear, or all of the hard things, I can tell you that really life is a lot of hard things. Life is a lot of negative emotions. It's a lot of uncertainty. Like, no matter what you do, whether you're inside the business or outside the business, you're going to feel negative emotion and uncertainty. So don't pick the emotions and live in them that don't give you the life you want. Pick the emotions that do give you the life you want. Like fear, you can feel fear because you're going after the life you want. But feeling regret and then not going after the life you want, that's what you don't want to do. You're going to feel negative emotions anyway, all the time, because definitely as you're becoming an actor, a director, a writer, you're going to feel all sorts of negative emotions. Like it's going to be amazing, and then it's going to be like, I can't get anything going. I can't find the right people, or now I just found the most amazing person. It's going to change day by day, hour by hour. Just be in for it. Be in for creating the most important thing for you in your life. Be up for it. All the emotions. Instead of just latching on to one idea, like I'm too late to get started, or I should have gone to film school, or I can't do it because I'm not in the union, just latching onto that one thought and just mostly feeling regret and not producing any other thoughts that get you into a completely new place. So people that tell me, I can't do it because I think I'm too late. So let me ask you a question. Are you telling me that everybody who works in the film industry got in it when they were 19 years old? So people are not getting into it when they're 30, 40, and 50, and they shouldn't? Do you think that they shouldn't get in? Because if you think that you're too late, then that must mean that you think that other people also shouldn't get in if they're late, because you're saying that they're late. Why are you saying that? And really examine that, because why are you saying that you're too late? Just because you're looking at your life and you're looking at your assessment of the feasibility of it now. Well, you're creating the feasibility of it with the way that you're thinking about yourself and what you're capable of, and what your capacity is as well. What you're capable of, what your ability is what you have done so far in your life. And your capacity is everything that you have not done yet, that you have not grown into yet, that you can do. That's your capacity, which is massive. So you're not believing in your capacity because you think that you're too late and that it's probably not going to happen. This is you playing small, you not believing in yourself, you not living courageously. Yes, if you think that you're too late. Do you think that people should not pursue their dreams if they are 50 years old? How about if they're 60 years old? Then they should not pursue their dreams? What is the cutoff age for being too late? So is pursuing dreams that are challenging, that are worth it, that are amazing, is that only for people that are like 19 years old to like 23 years old? Is that the very small amount of time? And when you're 19 to 23 years old, do you really have that ability? Is your brain developed enough to be able to be a director, to be an actor? I think not. I think that our ability to actually quickly go into something and be good at it happens when you're a little bit older, when you have some life experience, when you've practiced your thinking. And you're not all new. You're like, no, I've got to frickin' do this. It's like balls to the wall now. I would say do not disregard that power of like, oh, I've got to frickin' do this now. Time to put the metal to the brake to the metal. Boom, let's go. People that think, oh, I'm just too late, without examining it, they find then evidence for that out there in the world. Like, oh, other people, they're getting in the business and now they're 25 and they're doing stuff. And, that person knows that skill. I don't have that skill. They're going to prove themselves that they're too late. I think that'll take me too long. I don't have the connections to learn those skills. I'm not getting on those sets. So they think that they find evidence out there that their thought that I'm too late is true. But it's actually the thought that I'm too late that's creating that result where they're not actually working in the business, because they're mostly thinking I'm too late and they're not doing anything. And when they do try to do something, that thought, I'm too late, which seems to be true, makes them feel disbelief. And then they're trying to create an amazing career by feeling disbelief. So that's a lot different than putting yourself day in and day out on sets and learning and working with people and having your own back the whole time. Like being able to watch your mind and just say, no, I'm not too late. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. These are exactly my people. I'm finally doing what I want to do. This is what I meant to do. I'm so excited to learn that thing tomorrow. I'm so excited to learn the techniques and to meet the people and to make a career doing this. And most people would not even try. And here I am doing it. I am proud of myself. Most people are not having their own backs as they create their career. And I want you to, because that's available to you. And it also attracts so many people to you on film sets because they're like, oh, I love that person. They figure things out. They're so positive. They're solution-minded. They're a go-getter. And you've created all that. You've become that. You weren't born that way. You actually created that way of being because you wanted to. And you realize that that's how I'm going to be successful, is by being a go-getter and being positive and being solution-minded and having my own back and knowing that I have so much more that I want to do in this life, so much more that I want to create. My capacity is enormous, and I cannot wait to continue to learn and keep growing that. So when you've never done it before, if you've never experienced working in a craft on film sets, which most of us have not done that yet. We haven't directed yet. We haven't been paid to direct. We haven't been paid to act. But before we've done something significant, it feels like it's insurmountable. It feels so difficult, right? And it's really hard to see it because you have very little to reference. What you mostly can reference is the hoping and also seeing evidence around you of all the other people that are not making it. That's your evidence of all the film school grads that are still working on their passion project, and it's been 5 years. Your evidence is all of the actors in your classes that are really good but not getting any acting roles. Your evidence is other directors that are shooting their shorts and submitting to film festivals, the tiny little film festivals, but nothing really is happening. It's mostly people that are making a big zero in the film industry, and that's your reference. So that's why you think that it's so hard. So I want to shift up those experiences. Those experiences are just your reality so far. That's why you think that it's hard and that you're too late. And you're having very little experiences of success and creating very little experiences of being around people that are making $100,000, $200,000, $1 million in the film industry. That's not your reality. So therefore, you're making it hard with who you're surrounding yourself with and how you are seeing the film industry. You can do this. You got this. I can't wait to talk to you more about this. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. And if you want to take your career to the next level in the film industry, go to friendsinfilm.com/join. That's friendsinfilm.com/join. You can sign up for our mini course, learn about the A-list model, and then you can take it all the way and do the A-list program. So that's friendsinfilm.com/join. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, everybody.